I am on a quest. I want to feel as good as I can, as often as I can. This has led me down some very interesting paths and has made me rethink a lot of choices I make in my daily life. It has brought me to caffeine. Now, I've always thought I was more productive on caffeine, more alert, more energetic. But after some testing, well, I'll share some interesting results in a minute. For the record, I love coffee. In fact, I enjoy it so much, I still drink it without the caffeine. I love the earthiness. I love the rootiness. And you can actually buy some yummy decaf coffee. But why would you buy decaf? Get to the point. Okay, are you a caffeine drinker? What happens when you don't get your coffee on time? Have you ever not had coffee for a day or a couple days? What happens to you then? Paralyzing headaches, vicious anxiety, you're easily agitated, you feel miserable. Well, that's what happened to me. And that is a dependency, my friend. It's an addiction to a drug. And while you might think it's a relatively harmless drug, there are some negative consequences you probably don't even realize that are going on. It is in my opinion that it's next to impossible to be truly content in life when you are addicted to things like caffeine. Sure, caffeine might offer you a temporary boost that might seem beneficial, but it also has a downside, right? A crash. It has to. That's how things work. What goes up must come down. Once the caffeine wears off, for you maybe it's headaches, nervousness, irritability, irregular heartbeats, a drop in energy. I got instant headaches when I missed my coffee, but my wife, she gets headaches from caffeine. Also for me, too much coffee just makes me jittery and it makes me sleep like absolute crap if I have it after 11 a.m. So since caffeine wears off relatively quick, a lot of people have another cup or two in the late morning, and then they're riding the wave all day, continuing the cycle. It messes with our minds and it messes with our digestion. Look, it's a ritual or routine for a lot of people. I get it. Some people have difficult jobs and they need something to spark joy in the morning to help them get through the day. But you can get that without caffeine. Here's the problem. Here's why I think we are much happier off caffeine. When you are addicted to something, whether it's coffee, alcohol, cigarettes, whatever, your mind tells you that once you have your coffee or energy drink, you will feel better than you do right now. We think only after I have my coffee will I feel like 100% and I can tackle the day. So that means before we have that coffee, we're functioning at what? 80%? 90%? Less? This mindset means that anytime you're not on caffeine or you haven't had your coffee, you can't possibly function at 100%. So for most of the day, you're not walking around at 100% because if you were, you wouldn't need your caffeine. When we are addicted to things, our brain tells us once we have that thing, we will be better than we are right now. So as long as you know you will eventually have your next coffee, say tomorrow morning, or that glass of wine tonight, you will never be fully content right now because you will always be looking ahead to that next hit. Does that make sense? This is addiction 101. This is desire, and it's a huge problem. Even if you aren't thinking about coffee right now, you know in your mind it's coming tomorrow morning, so you're fine. But what if it wasn't coming? Would the thought of potentially not having caffeine tomorrow freak you out? It shouldn't, but it probably does. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you're a junkie or that no one should ever have caffeine, but if you have gotten to the point where your brain tells you you need it every day to function, that means your mind will never be fully content in the present moment because it's telling you you'll feel better in the future only once you have that thing. See, that's the damage of addiction. It robs you of joy in the present moment by promising you a better future. And once you get that next hit of caffeine, within what, maybe an hour or two, you'll start to fall, and only the thought of a future caffeine hit will perk you back up again. You're shackled to it. I'm just trying to help you unblock your full potential to experience joy, to experience 100% function all the time. Once you remove the addiction and you remove the thought of, I need this to function, it's very freeing. You wake up feeling great. You feel capable all the time. And you can replace that drink or that warmth with something else which is actually more helpful for your body to feel better or more alert. I have recently battled alcohol addiction. I've battled caffeine addiction. And to my surprise, I've never felt happier than I do right now without those things. It's incredible. Our bodies are amazing. And when we live in a state of contentment, of appreciation, and when we fuel ourselves properly, it's insane how good it feels. How good it feels all the time to not be crashing throughout the day. Look, I'm not trying to change your mind or to say your lifestyle is bad. What I want you to take away from this video is the thought that maybe some of the things you do in your life that you do every day are there not necessarily because you chose them, but maybe because you've been told your entire life you think you have to have them, when really you don't. Marketing is a powerful thing. Heck, I bought my wife a diamond engagement ring when I proposed because I thought that's just what you do. Nope, that's marketing. I want to wake up with a spring in my step because that's what the ads say coffee does, right? Nope. That's just clever marketing. That's people making money right there. If I asked you why the Super Bowl is so fun to watch, you'd probably say because of the beer and the food. That's clever marketing. I challenge you to critically think about the things you consume all the time and whether you are doing it because you actually want to, or maybe because we've all just been brainwashed to pay for these expensive things when maybe they aren't actually as good for us as we thought they were. Maybe all that money you spend on coffee or energy drinks or alcohol could be better spent on things that actually make your life better or yummier or more fun. There are other things to consume in the morning which can make you feel better than caffeine, you know. And I mean, you can still drink coffee. If you're like me, you might have an addiction you didn't realize, and that's keeping you from being happier than you thought you could be. I just want you to be happy and live your best life. If you wake up in the morning and have a fierce urge to have a coffee, and without it you will not be a fun person to be around, I'm just saying maybe that's not the best way to live life. At least it's not for me. I like to be in control of my body and my emotions. Instead of only feeling like 100% after I consume caffeine or alcohol, I prefer to feel like 100% all the time. If you haven't watched my Quitting Alcohol for 30 Days video, check that out here. Otherwise, I highly suggest you check this video out next. I share how I shifted my thinking into finding daily joy and worrying less. And these two videos combined help me reach the state I'm in right now, and I'm so grateful. Thanks for watching and the support. Please comment below what you think, and we'll see you next time on The Sad Life.